So these dimensionless quantities will be coming right out from there in this kind of dimensional space. They have 0 dimension for time, 0 dimension for length, for example. It's a dimensionless quantity. Now, the interesting thing is, dimensionless quantities are the important quantities in terms of how the world works. That's a bold statement. I'm going to say it again. The world works in terms of dimensionless quantities. It doesn't care about our dimensions. We can choose whatever dimensions we want as people. We could go back to the imperial unit system, whatever. The world's not going to change any differently. The world functions in terms of dimensionless quantities. And when we describe the world in our models need to be able to be described in terms of dimensionless quantities. They shouldn't depend on, their validity shouldn't depend on our choice of dimensions. As long as we do the requisite unit calculations, it should be fine. So I'd like to talk about how we could use this basic background that we've talked about for your purposes. Okay? And the first of these things is to be able to spot nonsense calculations within your model, spot errors in your models. And ladies and gentlemen, well, this stuff is super deep. And this stuff can make you a virtuoso if you really understand it, the contents of this lecture. It can make you a virtuoso in modeling. This is one of the most important things you can do even as a beginning modeler. Maybe especially as a beginning modeler, but even if you're highly advanced. It is so easy in your models to do something that is meaningless. It is so easy to assign the value of a flow to be something like 1 over the value of the stock, or to be the value of the stock plus some other quantity. And it's meaningless. It's meaningless. You could set the value of a flow to be the value of the stock times the mean time you spend in that stock. That is a meaningless quantity. It doesn't make sense dimensionally. It's as meaningless as adding a person to a dollar, saying 1 person plus $2 is equal to 3 whatever. It's semantically nonsensical. And yet we do this all the time. We do it because of typos. We do it because of we go in to change something, we didn't read it properly. We go in because we changed the definition of a variable, we forgot to change all its uses and so on. And the best thing is this can be checked automatically, at least in some of the software packages, including Pencil.